be with you shortly. That didn't work, did it? Are we live? I
don't think so.
That's.
No,
I think we are live. I don't know.
it must be because I've just got a
Yeah,
indication.
the countdown clock just decided to do one. It just disappeared,
Yeah.
which is strange. Right now, the first thing today is welcome to Blabbing for Britain, and this is Blabbing for Britain, episode 315.
Right, now, first thing
This John.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I thought somebody was listening to something. This
Nope.
is right. Okay, I'm hearing voices too, Peter.
We've got an echo.
No, I don't. It's not an echo I can hear.
I can't hear any echo.
No, we don't have an echo. It wasn't our voices. It was somebody else's voice I could hear.
Okay.
Right. First of all, to all our friends in Kiev who actually make Be Live possible. Today is a sad day, not just in relation to the Ukraine, but in relation to, I never thought we'd see a plague. I never thought we'd see World War III. But this is a sad day for everyone. And I speak personally first, and then we'll go around the table. My thoughts and prayers are with everyone in the Be Live team, everyone in the Ukraine. And as I said yesterday, before action was taken, that I hope that the countries of the world do come together and actually help the Ukraine. Peter.
Yeah, it's I had a feeling it was going to happen. It's quite scary, and it makes you think about the commitments that was made in the past. I hope all the people in Ukraine, our friends, are safe. And what I would put out to the world is this: Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons, and in the hope that the world would look after them in appeasement to the Russians. They took their weapons out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, do you think they regretted that now?
I don't think. Hopefully this war is what we call a conventional war, rather than a nuclear war. I mean, one nuclear missile well aimed could end the whole thing, but people who are no part of the fighting that's going on would suffer. And what is the question of what happens next? Anyway, John, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was inevitable that it was going to happen, despite him denying it. It's all about minerals, personally, is my thought. There are so many precious minerals that are available in the Ukraine, and that's really why he wants to get his hand on things.
Yeah.
As to will it expand past Ukraine? I'm not sure it will. I'm not sure any of our NATO leaders have got the balls to do anything about it, other than sanctions.
I don't think sanctions is going to cut it. In order to actually, there has to be some action taken.
It won't happen.
Because the domino effect, the first, if a power, and let's call them Russia, can invade a country and not suffer the consequences of such invasion, then there is nothing to stop them invading a second, third, or fourth country, because they know that they are immune from any reaction. Yeah.
Well, what did we do about Crimea when they wanted it back?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And they said, we'll take this next. And up in Belarus, they're sitting there waiting to do their bit with their partner. Yeah. And Joe Biden's fairly tough on them, isn't he?
Right. Okay. Well, we'll not go there because President Trump said that Putin was doing a good thing. So it's not.
Oh, we've got to go there. We've got to go there. You can't just leave it at that. We've got to talk about real things in life. You know, I don't think it would have happened if President Trump had been in there. Personally.
Okay. Yeah. That's a what if. But we're faced with the stark reality that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be skirmishes on the border, personally. I think it'll be skirmishes on the border. There's reports that there's been 5 Russian planes downed, but the war of words is who you listen to, you know. Now, the thing that's been spoken about is, should RT been taken down in the UK? Russia Today, you know, the one with George Galloway and Alex Sam and everything. What's your views on that?
Yeah, I think I don't think there can be two. I'm most interested in this being resolved, and I'm in two minds, Peter. I'm in two minds. Freedom of the press says one thing, and we're at war says another.
I'll tell you what I've been listening to all morning, of course. I'll tell you what my thoughts are. We have relied too much on other people for our needs in our own country, like Russia, and China. We get so much from them, gas and all the stuff over from China. We're too vulnerable. We've left ourselves wide open to keep ourselves self-sufficient, especially on matters of defence. And we're wide open. Okay, well, cut your gas off, folks. No problem to us.
This is we 5%. I think John will check this in a second, but 5% of our gas comes from Russia.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a quite low percentage, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. What about our friends in Germany? What do they get?
Half theirs is from Russia, at least.
The FTSE plummeted, yeah, and it's still low, but it has started to recover.
Okay. So Germany is a bit quiet just now, isn't they? You want your gas cut off? Do you want it cut off? Carry on speaking. Yes.
The thing that gets me, and this is technically, I think it's quite possible for the internet, the cybersecurity people in the UK, the US, France, Germany, and Canada to actually turn off the internet in Russia.
But can they? They're probably more brainier than us.
Yeah. And if you turn off the internet, you've actually destroyed an economy without hurting people, he said.
Isn't that what Russia's been doing to Ukraine for the past 4 days?
Yeah.
Cyber attacking its.
Turn the tables without firing a shot. You can actually, turn the tables. You can actually stop Russia in their tracks just by turning off the internet.
You think so? Right, so where does that internet come from in their land? Have they got their own servers? Have they got their own infrastructure for the internet?
Oh yeah, they've got their own infrastructure, but traffic is routed into their servers, and if the traffic going into their servers is stopped, then
we would find it hard to know what they're doing. Don't you think?
No, let's think about the UK. If somebody switched our internet off overnight, we wouldn't be able to do this for a start.
No.
Yeah, it would cripple all majority of businesses in the UK. It would cripple transport in the UK. It would cripple everything. Yeah, because everything we do now is relying on the internet, as
Too
opposed
much,
to 20
probably.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it is scary how much our lives are dependent on the internet. Yeah,
yeah. No, how's the thing?
which is
How's the
why
thing?
turning off the
Why?
internet is such a potent.
Yeah. How's the thing? Why was the internet born? It was actually for the military to begin with.
That's
Should
true.
the local stuff go down so it could change here and put stuff out there, and we're victims of our own success in society, and what we can do, and we've depended on it too much, probably. Yeah. And what about all these young kids? And as soon as the phone goes down, what are they going to do? What am I going to do, to be honest with you? I need it.
Yeah.
Me and Phil had an early night last night because the internet went down at 11 o'clock. Back till 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it shows that it will make a difference to your life if the internet is gone.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you gents know much about this. I think I spoke before. So you look at the Ukraine, you've got people in Ukraine who want to be Russian, yeah, down in one area. And you've got people in that area that don't want to be Russian, okay? Now, think back to Ireland. You've got people the same there. Some want to be Ireland, some don't. Exactly the same position. Now, at one stage, the Irish army were going to, the word is invade, it's not maybe that, they were going to come across the border. Were you aware of that? Guys?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Carry on, Peter.
Yeah. So they, and as an interesting, they made a movie of it, or a documentary, and the Irish actually, the Irish army, the Republic of Ireland, came into Northern Ireland, right, to help their citizens who wanted to be them. But the scenario was, what would have happened? Well, they got slaughtered. They got slaughtered on the border. That's what happened. So the Irish government decided it wouldn't be in their best interests to do it. But it was planned for, and it was going to go ahead. And this is exactly the same position as we're in now. And of course, this has been going on for 8 years.
Well,
Now it's coming ahead.
I think one of the questions I have is: did the Russian people want to invade Ukraine, or is it just the ruling elite who actually want to invade?
Now that's interesting,
But
because
look at the size of Russia, yeah, and people on the east coast of Russia probably have zero or very little knowledge of what goes on in Ukraine anyway.
yeah. And here's the thing. I've seen a quick glimpse of something this morning. President Putin's opposite people, what do you call them, rivals or whatever, within Russia, are starting to make some moves. Yeah. So it's all getting rather complicated. And what you've also, another thing we've got to remember is Chechnya. Chechnya. If someone's moving out, Chechnya might get involved, which is part of Russia. They'll say, now's our chance. It's very complicated, you know? And yeah. So be careful what you wish for sometimes. But there are people in Ukraine who are married to Russians. You know, they're Ukrainians married to, and we get Scotland, England, people are married to each other, people in Northern Ireland are married to Welsh. It's just, who do you think? Okay. Back to you, Stephen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just go This is being. I was going to refresh the page, so the page
Yeah.
at the top is going to go blank, and I'm going to refresh it.
The latest update says
And
that Russian tanks are now in Kharkiv. Not sure how that's how you would pronounce it, which is the second largest city.
Right.
Which is in the northeast of the country. It's near the Russian border.
Okay. Is it the northeast, which is I think they came through Belarus.
Oh, they came through from Belarus as far over as the west side of Ukraine.
Yeah. So that's now Belarus involved because they've let the Russian troops come in from Belarus.
Belarus has always been involved. Belarus is just a puppet situation.
Oh, I know, but that's confirmation of it, letting the troops come through from Belarus. Confirmation of that. Because they've said to this morning, we're not involved with the war. I think you are.
right, so got the map.
Such a shame.
Map on screen, as John just said, Kharkiv, Kramatorsk, Dnipro. I'm probably butchering all these names. Mariupol, Odessa, Ivano-Frankivsk. All those cities have actually reported explosions. So
most of them are missiles, apparently.
Yeah. So.
Any world leaders saying anything just now?
John, do you have anything to share?
Our own leader made an announcement just after 10 o'clock.
Right.
He just said he would meet with other NATO officials later in the day.
Okay.
The other thing that's going to affect all of us is, of course, the price of oil is now north of $100 a barrel. And it was as recently as low as $46 a barrel.
Yeah.
Now it's been getting more and more expensive over the last few months, but now it's going to rocket.
Good news for the oil companies, eh? They'll be making a fortune off of this.
There'll be loads of money flowing into Scotland, won't there?
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
as a barrel, it's certainly going to be more economic for oil companies in Aberdeen.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, everybody used to talk about the price of the oil in Aberdeen, the price of a barrel, and it dropped and dropped, and people lost their jobs. This city is dead at the moment. I can assure you that, gents. It's dead at the moment, especially within the oil sector, then the COVID. Now, the thing is, if they start producing at that price, they're going to need staff. And this is when they get on the phone. What do you want? This is what used to happen. How much are you getting paid there? Oh, that's, we'll give you more than that. And then that one would go and say, what you getting paid? And they used to jump about for the best money. Yeah. And that's what happens. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like a spot market. Ships sit out off Aberdeen. You used to see them sitting there. I haven't seen them lately. And the ships just sit there bobbing in the sea. And then they're told, go here. And they just sit in what's called the spot market. And away they go, pick up some work. And that's what the workers are like in Aberdeen. They're all waiting for the big push again so they can get jobs. But some of them said they will not go back. They've had their fingers burned, you know. They've retrained. Yeah. But the oil that comes from us doesn't go in for petrol and that. It goes for plastics.
Right. Yeah.
So, although it comes in here, it goes elsewhere. Here's the thing. Can it get elsewhere? Now, President Biden will have to get on to OPEC and say, produce. We need oil. Why is that? Because we've not any left now. It's gone. We need your oil. We don't have a pipeline.
Well,
It goes around a circle.
the pipeline obviously affects countries in Europe and down to those being affected by 5% of our oil comes from there. But
Yeah.
does it actually affect the USA? Are they not sort of independent as far as oil is concerned?
I think they were independent, but something happened. They've got fracking there, you see. But since President Biden came in and they shut down that pipeline that we were making, and they weren't producing their own, they've not got enough fuel, so they've had to ask, well, I think they asked OPEC to produce more so they could take it in. What a crazy world. You know?
It is crazy. It's getting even crazier every day, Peter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, although this was telegraphed, I mean, if you think in the last 2 weeks, every world leader of any note has gone to Moscow,
Mhm.
and pleaded the case for actually, talking rather than fighting.
Yes, and just like Chamberlain.
Yeah, well, you can go Macron, you can go the German president, whose name we don't know yet because we still remember Mrs. Merkel. Boris has been there, Liz Truss has been there, our defence minister has been there, and all have just been today that they've been told, well, you don't, what you say doesn't matter at all. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Coming back to my question, is it what he wants to do, or is it what Russians want to do?
I think it's what he wants to do.
Yeah, because I think there is a case for the Russian people to actually say, you stop it, stop the war. But do they have any say in their own country?
It's a brave person that would try that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying it isn't. We, from our point of view, we know how the security forces and military forces in Russia operate, and nobody dares put their head above the parapet.
Yeah, well,
fear of being sent to the gulag.
Absolutely. So what I have seen from the Ukraine, right? What I have seen is the passionate young girls, actually. One was a primary school teacher or a kindergarten teacher, something like that. She's on the front line, and she says if they come, many of them will go back in their coffins. That's how passionate the people are. Yet there's a guy over in Ukraine just now, and he's reporting for the rebel Ukrainians, for Russia, who's on the Russian side, and it's Patrick someone, and he's giving it from the front line, and for those people that want to be part of Russia. So it's really, really mixed up. So what you've got, and I've always told you guys this, look at it from that source and look at it from that source, see how many sources you can look at it from, you know, and it's very hard to take sides. The Russians I've met here, nice people.
Not for the first time, I have to disagree with you, Peter. Ukraine has done nothing against Russia militarily, had no intention of doing anything. And today the people of Ukraine find out to wake up to find out they're in a war. And, you know, I mean, there's no two sides to this. There's only one side in the wrong. I think we can say that without fear of contradiction.
If you scroll up on your page that you've got live there, you'll see there's shock and horror in Moscow.
Oh, right.
Okay, let's refresh. Let's refresh then.
It's just below the one you got there.
Just below, I got that. Okay.
Could you possibly put a big screen?
Horror and bewilderment in Moscow.
Okay. Right now.
Okay. Would somebody like to read that? Or
I can barely read it, so.
Okay. Shock, horror, and bewilderment. 3 words which could describe the mood of many as the Russian capital Moscow. Russian capital Moscow this morning. As soon as news of the military assault against Ukraine emerged, Muscovites began exchanging messages, asking each other what they should be doing, stock on food or on US dollars. Other questions, what will happen to the ruble after the Moscow Stock Exchange post trading? There are queues at the banks and currency exchange points, and the police presence on the streets has also increased. Those opposed to the war against Ukraine are discussing the possibility of holding a rally in Moscow this evening. Permission for such a rally is unlikely to be granted. Individual protesters who had been picketing in the past few days were quickly detained by the police. Okay. Opinion polls conducted before the military action began indicated around half of all Russians did not believe a war with Ukraine was possible. A vast majority of those questioned blamed the current escalation of tension with the West on NATO.
Right.
Okay. So thank you to the BBC. I was reading from the BBC website.
Right. Okay. I told you, this is when President Putin's enemies will be active, you know, and you may see some disturbance in Moscow. You may get bombings in Moscow for some reason. You just never know. They'll be saying, I don't know, in France, right, during the Second World War, right, and it came out, Jean has a long moustache. And that was the code word to get going. D-Day was coming. Do you remember that? John has a long moustache.
The thing is that we don't fight wars anymore like that, do we?
Sure. No, I mean, I didn't think we'd work up to World War III.
Well, I don't think it's going to be World War III, to be honest, because I don't think we being NATO, will do anything about it.
If NATO can't play its place today, or the United Nations can, do you know this happened during the United Nations having, and the Russian ambassador or whoever he is was there, and this actually happened when they were all having a meeting. Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
Wow. Chamberlain, there will be peace in our time. Hey, don't worry about it. They're not listening. Get in as quick as you can. War, attack now. Wow. It's really good. Isn't it? I mean, I'll tell you, President Trump threatened to pull out of NATO at one stage. He says, I think he said, is this worth it? You know? So.
He might be proved right.
Yeah, it might just be NATO in name only. Yeah, and I don't know.
Well, some of the argument is that kind of a long way from the North Atlantic in the Ukraine, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you what reminds me. We had a guy, I won't say his full name, right? We had a guy in my regiment, and he was a Ukrainian. And he was pulled in, I maybe told you this before, I think he was pulled in, he was a corporal at the time, and they says, you do realise you won't be going any further, because it was the Soviet Union then, and he says, you won't be going any further than this. And so he left the British Army. I tried to trace him today on Facebook, because he was on Facebook doing things. Can't find him. And he was so passionate about it. And the guys in Edinburgh, and there they've got a local, quite a few Ukrainians, from years ago, quite a few Ukrainians in Edinburgh, and he's disappeared. I can't find him. So you never know. And I've also seen people from Britain who have married Ukrainians, like we marry American, they've got kids, they live in Ukraine now, and they're on the front line, British people. And one of the guys I watch, I'll have to see what he's up to. I think he married a Ukrainian, or he lived in Ukraine, and it's called Bald and Bankrupt. He's fascinating. I mean, do you remember I told you about him before?
You did? Yeah.
Yeah, so he lived in Ukraine. I just wonder what he's saying today. So I've just got to look up all these people. But I think we've got quite a few Ukrainians in Aberdeen as well. You know? And Russians. It's very difficult. if you've
It
got a
is.
friend
It
on
is.
both sides.
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 million Ukrainians actually live in Russia,
Right.
and they were told to move back to the Ukraine, but they were told yesterday. So it's a bit difficult for them to move back when there's a war going on.
Right.
I mean, the British embassy moved, the American embassy moved, I dare say other countries' embassies moved outside the Ukraine in advance. But the Ukrainians themselves were not told to return to their own country until it was too late. So there's 3 million. I mean, that's quite a sizable chunk, isn't it, in terms of population?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, looking at TV this morning, I've looked at a few channels, and one guy says everybody's woke up and they're carry on as normal. But I looked later. Have you seen the traffic in Kiev getting out?
Is they carrying on as normal?
No.
There's millions of people are trying to leave the city.
It's just like it's like the old refugee status when people were getting away from it all in their cars and everything. Well, probably women and children actually, probably getting them out of the cities because it's so easy to bomb the city. You know, so in this day and age, have we not learned about wars? Have we not learned anything? You know, so much hatred and history it's history. It's the problem. Old vengeances come about. I remember at one stage, one people that were the most brutal in wars were history teachers. That might shock you. And I was quite surprised with that. Vengeance.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to do a world first. I'm going to share. I'm going to share something.
Okay.
Okay. And hopefully this will work. And yeah, I think that's the right one. And I'm going to close Messenger because nobody's talking to me at the moment.
Okay.
I'm going to come back to the studio and I'm going to share this in the studio. You ready for this? World first. This is the first time it's ever been seen in public. It is a website, and at the moment it's just a web page. It's on the OneStream site, and I have got my own personal page on OneStream, and this is what is playing at the moment.
OneStream,
and I'm going to show you in just a second.
Okay, chum.
Okay. There it is. I put it full screen so we can see it properly. Okay. That is my website, well, my page on the OneStream website, and it's currently playing.
Right.
It's currently playing Blabbing for Britain episode 315. I'll just put that underneath.
It says Stephen on Amazon Live.
I know, that's because I typed that text in last night when I was testing, Peter.
All right. Okay. Okay.
I said this is my page.
Okay.
And I can go live with anything I want on that page. And from a marketing point of view, you don't need to have a website to do this. This is not a website. I haven't built this. I've simply used the editor that OneStream provide, and I'll be able to put this page together. And it's quite right. I said, Peter, Stephen Amazon Live. It's got all about my Amazon Lives. It's got a contact me button. It's got the social media down the right hand side. Click on Facebook, you go to my Facebook account. Click on YouTube, you go to my YouTube account. It's got my email address. You click on my email address, then you can send me an email.
Yes.
All of that works. And basically, this, from a marketing point of view, it means that you don't have to set up a whole website to actually be able to attract people with live video. You just need the one page, which is provided by OneStream, and we're going direct from BeLive to OneStream, and OneStream are picking it up and actually playing what we're
So
doing.
how many shillings is that?
Sorry?
How many shillings does it cost?
Well, to me, it's free because I bought an AppSumo deal.
Okay.
And this is part of every update they do is part of the AppSumo deal. If you're not an AppSumo person, then it starts at $10 a month. $10 a month. Didn't say a year.
Right.
Never passed my lips.
Yeah, month.
Yeah. So as a marketing budget, I think it's $39 is the median price.
Okay.
And for that, you're actually now getting your own TV channel on the web.
Right. Okay.
And it is simple and straightforward to set up. Just choose your background, put your heading on, put your text on, populate the buttons with your social media, and then press publish, and that's it. And you can change the design of the page every day if you wish to do so.
Right.
Okay.
So is this a bit like a link tree, but it's on video?
So you can say again, Peter.
Is that a bit like Linktree, but it's on video?
John, can you translate?
Linktree is a service that allows you to have a page and link all your social media, websites, etc. So that's what Peter's asking.
Right.
If you notice, sorry, I thought it might show the video there is actually live.
Yeah, it's not big enough, Stephen. I don't know what's happening.
So you can see it.
Very difficult.
Okay, I'm going to refresh. Okay.
You've got infinity factor there, haven't you?
Why I've refreshed. So there you are. That's live video, Peter. No connection at all with Linktree.
Okay, but who can see me?
Who can see you?
Yeah, just now. Who can see me?
See all of us. Honestly,
no.
The whole wide world. It's a public website.
There you are, putting your glasses on.
Right, but wait a minute. Right. So let's work at this. I think, Pete's got his business, right?
Yeah.
How would people find me in Aberdeen to find out about my business on that?
You go live and you on your Facebook page and on your web page, and you talk about the web page and you post a link to the web page and you tell people about it. You've still got to attract an audience, Peter. I agree.
Yeah.
The work is there, but the thing is that you've got everything on the one page, and the other thing is that this is one stream, and therefore the video does not have to be live. It can actually be a pre-recorded video playing on a loop.
Now, okay, so what you would do is maybe have a look at my new OneStream site, and you put out the people that you know, etc., 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 to build up the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be found in a search engine. Now, I'll tell you what I'm interested in just now. Who's used Reels yet? Reels on Facebook.
Oh, this is one of these short form video things, isn't it?
Well, it's a place really where you can reproduce your TikTok.
Yes, yeah. I thought
like some person who's eaten so much avocado is turned into one.
Did you like that one? I like that. Incidentally, that was yesterday was 1 year of being on my eating lifestyle that has made me lose 2 stone. You know, but no, that's quite. Stephen, you're always too far ahead of us, mate. You're.
No. The only reason I can do this is I've been asked to buy OneStream to actually present this to the world.
Okay, so can you send us a link to that?
Yeah, I can send you the link to that page.
If you send me a link, I'll get a better look at it, you know.
But there'll be nothing on there, Peter. But the page itself will be there.
Okay, I'll have a look.
It's only there whilst we're live. As soon as we stop being live, as soon as I stop broadcasting, that page will say appearing soon.
Okay. But you can have your personal video page on it. You can have your YouTube. You can have your business one.
You've got what you see is what you're getting. Down the right-hand side, you've got 4 social media icons which link to your social media. left-hand side, you've got the heading and the text and an email button.
Yeah.
So that you can actually get people to contact you by email. If you want to put your phone number in there, you can put your phone number in there. If you want to take people off to a particular web page, you can take them off to a particular web page.
You be prepared for some spam.
There's no chat facility, but I wouldn't put my email address there anyway, Peter.
All right, okay, right.
Not me.
So yeah, I've been looking at TikTok, and I think I'll be doing some TikToks, and I'll also be doing reels. But in Britain, you can't get a reel for your business. I tried it. There's no icon for it. They do in America, as usual. They do in America, and because you've got to keep up with the times, haven't you? You know, and yeah. So there you go.
You've got to keep one step ahead. I mean, things like TikTok, and Reel. I'm going to put my neck on the line here. Are diversions. Yeah, your audience is not on TikTok or on Reels.
I don't know. I was shocked at how much TikTok has changed recently. You know, and see what's out there, and that's why Reels have come out. Now, the other thing, when you go on Reels, Instagram is owned by Facebook. So when you go on Reels, to answer, sometimes they'll say, answer this on Instagram. So they must be publishing Instagram ones to Facebook. And then when you go back, you have to answer on, it's all intermingled. But people, and what you do, I don't know if you've used it, but in a phone, you just flick up and you go up, and then you can follow the people. You know, and it just reminds me when I used to do videos many years ago with Willie, but I don't have a Patsy anymore.
No, you don't have a partner.
I don't have a fall guy anymore.
Well, I think the real thing about Reels is that it's going to incorporate advertising in the near future.
Yes.
So you can put your reel up and an advert will be overlaid over the top of it. But that's not yet available.
Yeah. And the other thing with TikTok, just like you, Stephen, you go on Amazon Live and you go, now this is this and this is that.
Yep.
On TikTok, if I say, look, see these glasses, they're absolutely brilliant. This is why I use them. Within the TikTok, you just push a button to buy them.
Okay.
And that's what they're going to do. But what you'll be able to do, of course, is feature somebody else's reel and put your advert over the top of it.
Yeah. So I did look at something. So I fancy that. You click a button on your phone during the reel, and then it takes you to the website. So that's how some people are doing it. You know. Because I'm a gadget man, I watch people with their gadgets. I say, I fancy that. Click. They got me hooked.
I bought a new gadget. Look.
I'll go and get mine.
John's new gadget. We forgot to get his. What's your new gadget, John?
Oh, it's nothing fancy. It's a calculator with a paper roll on it.
Retro. John's gone retro.
No, he hasn't. It's because it's V8. It's when I do the VAT, if you're using an ordinary calculator, you get lost sometimes. So doing one with a bit of paper on, my previous one just packed up. It was probably 35 or even possibly nearly 40 years old. But so I had to buy a new one.
This is my new one. No.
That's your body cam.
That's going on here. I've used it already to see what it's like. And the reason I've got it, you're not going to believe this, but 2 cyclists who stay next door to each other have both been hit by cars on roundabouts very seriously in my club. And just the day before, I said, I am getting this, you know. But he says, he said it would have been no use, Peter, because it actually hit me after I went over a roundabout. I said, but it would have showed you the roundabout clear when you went on it going across. Then you got hurt from the back. And that's a very, very seasoned cyclist. and he's afraid to go back on the road. So there you go. Well, so
How does it work, Peter?
It goes on here, and it's got a shoulder strap which I've worked, and there's a button to push. You can actually push a button and it starts recording, or you can do sound only.
Does it go the other way up?
Yeah. so and somebody comes towards you and you say, now, before you do anything else, my friend, before you come to bash me in the nose, it'll be recorded. Take that. And a camera can calm it down as soon as people say, listen, I've got you, and I've got that. So you're not allowed to take mine. Oh, you don't know the public law about photography then. Out in the open, anybody can take a picture of anybody and you can film anything, especially when you punch me in the nose. There you go. Yes, so I think it's an essential item for a cyclist nowadays, unfortunately. But one thing, remember, I've always promised you I'm going to go around the old Queen Victoria railway line. Remember that? I'm going to do it with this for you. And then I'll post it.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay? And that's our promise.
I'm not laughing at you, Peter, but the UK Foreign Secretary summons Russian ambassador.
Oh, right. Wow, he must be scared. Yeah. Stephen, did you have a question about this? You were going to be asking.
Yeah, how long does the battery last, Peter?
I think it's 15 hours.
All right, okay. So good enough for a cycle ride.
Yes, that's why I bought it. And you can actually reduce I'm starting to learn it now. You can reduce the framing and put it down to low. It's more for safety, but also to show that. And I'll just play around with it. I'll get Andy up. He's into photography and things, and he says he'll come out with one day. And he's shown me a video editor. Yes, and so I'm quite happy with that. I've always said I wanted one. Saves you holding your phone and things like that. But still take a phone. But my GoPro's sitting there as well. Anyway, so that's my latest gadget. One click and it's on.
Okay, and I'm just doing something which will hopefully work. Just a second.
Yeah.
Where can I go? I'll go there. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a very handy thing to have, Peter, and as you're saying, necessary in these times. And the other thing is you've got the first use is the security, but the second use is the fact that you can actually record your and share them with us, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
So I look forward. I'm just looking at the weather. It's absolutely the best day I've seen yet, and so
it's quite nice here as well.
I think it's threatening.
I think
threatening.
Everything's turning over. Sorry, Stephen.
No, I think that it's threatening something here. It does look like it could snow. I read somewhere, I'm sure I read somewhere, we're due for 10 inches of snow in the next 48 hours. Is that true, or is it just a rumour?
I haven't seen that. I mean, we've just got rid of the snow up here. It's the most snow we've had for a while. And it's really scuppered me, the snow. But I went out last night and done my walk and had a bath late at night. It was great. I had a great sleep. Did I tell you Sheila is now doing 5K runs?
Yeah,
you did.
67 she is, and she's out running.
That's absolutely brilliant.
And by the way, I've still got COVID eye. You see my eyes?
They just look like you've had a pint or two, Peter. Pints of milk and you're anybody's.
Yeah, I had to get cream to put in my eyes. Do you ever had drops in your eyes and you see it coming and you go,
oh yeah.
So this cream goes in my eyes now, you know. I'll be glad when I get rid of it. Ah.
Okay.
I'm really, I showed you last week that I'd got a new pad,
Yes, yes.
Chinese one. I'm absolutely stunned by the quality of it and the performance. So I'll send you a link to it, Peter, and you can have
Yes.
it if you like. It cost me 200 quid including the VAT, but I did get a £20 use a £20 Amazon voucher towards it. So
Now tell me, what's so good about it?
the quality of the images are just unbelievable. It's 2000 pixels by 1200 pixels, which is a very high resolution.
Yeah.
It's got 8 processor, so an 8-core processor. It's got 8 gigabytes of memory and 128 gigabytes of storage, and it's stunningly quick. I've put a 4G what do you call it, a 4G card in it anyway. Can't think of the right name at the moment.
Yeah,
and I can use it anywhere, and performance is excellent.
How many shillings does the data cost you?
Well, it doesn't cost me anything because as part of my Virgin TV deal, I get an unlimited everything card.
Wow.
So yeah.
In fact, I've got something sitting there for ages.
I mean, you can buy 10 gig for a fiver these days. So, you know, data costs are minimal most places.
I've got one of those Huawei things that if you went away, it gives you the internet.
Well, I've got all of that stuff, you know.
But I'm going to have to cancel
inside,
it.
so you just open it and you're online.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cancel it because it's sitting there doing nothing because I've got data on my phone that I can hotspot.
It's still got a thing in it, so you could transfer it to a pad that's got a 4G capability.
Or you can open it up and take it out and put it in.
Of course you can out the Huawei, yeah.
Okay. It's all go. Hey, I'm glad
all you need to open your Huawei is one of these. There'll be a little hole on the side and you push it in. And this is even a genuine Huawei card opener.
Yeah. You're some guy. Oh, let me see. This is. Oh, I don't have. What's the backing thing that we get from? What's the name of it? VCAM. I don't have VCAM on here. Yeah. I keep looking around for Sheila coming because she hates me.
What are you on? Are you on your iPad?
No, I'm on my laptop.
All right.
I got my laptop fixed, and what's the picture look like?
Fine.
It's the camera in the Lenovo that I've got.
Well, I like Lenovo kit.
Yeah.
The 32-inch monitor I bought, which is still in its box down there,
right,
is a Lenovo.
Okay. So
I'm going to rearrange the office, which is why I haven't unboxed it.
All right. It's amazing the amount of people that don't like Lenovo, but some don't like Microsoft. So it's amazing, isn't it?
Lenovo is the former IBM Micro division.
All right. Okay. You know all about that. Yeah. I'm just checking something. Where's Stephen went? What's he looking up? All right. See what's happening.
I'm still here. I'm looking something up.
Okay. No problem. Oh, I've got two.
Did we wish him happy birthday? Happy birthday, Stephen.
Yeah. Happy. Oh.
I'll go on. I'll come back for that then.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And just to say to, I was blown away by all the birthday wishes on the day off on the 22nd of February. I'd like to say thank you to everybody. I'm replying to everybody slowly but surely, and I will get to you if I've not got to you already. It was a brilliant day. I actually went out for an 8-mile walk in the morning, did my 1 hour on Amazon Live, went out cafe and cooking with Angelica's son, and his partner came round, and then we had the most delicious duck, which was just finished the day off nicely with a nice glass of red wine. So it was a brilliant birthday. Thank you for all your birthday wishes. And no, you can't know how many years it was. John will probably tell you.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And he's 18 years older than me. No, he's not really.
18? Your maths is crap. No, I'm thankful to Angelica for actually snapping that picture, because the picture that she took was
a very good picture. Was Angelica a photographer in any way?
She's a natural photographer, not a professional photographer. She manages to take the most amazing shots.
It was good.
And she did with that one. It worked out very, very well.
What was it on?
If you haven't seen,
what did she use?
Android phone. She's got one of those Google phones.
Okay.
A Nexus.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah. What if you get banned from Google? You're goosed.
The phone will still work, I'm sure, Peter. At least I hope it would. Okay.
Any latest news, guys?
Well, I'm doing the presentation of the OneStream system that I just showed you, and obviously I'm live on Amazon Live Monday through Friday every day. So 9 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. in the UK. Thank you for asking, Peter.
Yeah.
And yourself?
Oh, what do you want me to say?
No, what have you got coming up?
Well, Peter's been very busy doing getting a website finished off. I've expanded into Dundee. I've put a Dundee number in. It goes. I've changed my call centre. I am really looking forward to going out there and getting this business marketed again. It just went quiet. It's been extremely quiet recently. So I'm going to go and use everything I can to get my name known. That's my priority in the next few weeks. Right. And we've just had a call for wasps.
Is that the first call of the year, Peter?
No, what happens is people go into the lofts and they see big wasp nests. And you know something? Yeah. In December, you can actually go and just take them down, put them in a bag. But people are scared because that means it's came to the end of its natural life. Round about now, in March, the queens will come out of hibernation and they'll start looking for a place to build it from the size of my thumbnail. And then it grows. So people panic when they see the wasp nest, and we will take it from down, charge you £100 because we have to go in a loft. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day of removing a wasp nest, or removing most of a wasp nest, actually using a drone.
Yes, I did see it. Bit dangerous. Because what it actually done is smashed the nest, and then you've got all those fuming wasps that could go and attack kids or anything in the area. Very foolish as far as I was concerned.
Okay, it's good to have your advice, because you could see that the holes were in the nest, and the bees wasps were escaping. It didn't seem.
What happens when you attack a wasp nest? They've got a pheromone, and they go out and they tell their mates like us, "Hey, John, Stephen, there's problems back at the house. Come and help me." And that's what happens. So you see the wasps coming back. I used to tease people and say, "Oh, I've got it wrong." And say, "What's the matter?" I says, "There's more coming back." And my sense of humour, I says, "No, that's meant to happen." So there you go, folks. Don't use drones to get rid of wasp nests. Very dangerous.
Okay.
I want to know who's trying to escape from your ovens, Peter?
My ovens.
Yeah, your oven. Look, you've got a hand sticking out of your oven.
That's my barbecue hands. My Max Bygrave glove. You need hands.
Okay, it's that time. It's that time. John, it's over to you. I'm not panicking. John, it's over to you.
It's over to me. So it's 11:01. We've run late again today. So we hope it all gets sorted out in Ukraine. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, unfortunately. And for all our friends over there, we are worried for you. So it's goodbye from the man in Scotland in the kitchen, the man in Wiltshire in front of the green screen, and it's from me in the poppy garden in the West Midlands. Bye. Same time, same.